Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be taking a look at it for severe wet outbreak for tomorrow. It's becoming to be likely, and that's going to be a problem. And we're going to get started with the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. You got 3 areas of marginal risk, one out in the east, got parts of the south, and even parts of Texas. Texas, you have a chance of a tornado too. You see it's elevated to 5%. There's a 2% out east. Damage to winds, 15. Hail could be significant, 2 inches plus in diameter. It's also at 15% as well. So give me some large hail going along with that. Now, let's go ahead and go to the big day, which is tomorrow on Saturday here. You got a moderate risk on day 2. Now, this is pretty rare to happen, a moderate risk on day 2. Now, wherever I looked on Twitter here, SPCs want to give out answer some people's questions. And one person asked, could there be a potential high risk for tomorrow? They said, well, there is a chance for it. It's not a big chance. Probably the only time that it's necessary for a high risk if models get worse for this here, like it could go bad or something like that. So the potential is there for a high risk for tomorrow. It's not that big, but there is potential there for a high risk. Your main threats is going to be strong tornadoes. We can have some large hail. Damaging winds is going to be a big-time player for this one. Right now, we're going to take a look at some high-risk models. It's looking to be some rounds. There's even a line of potential supercells that could produce tornadoes. It could bring in some damaging winds. When they all come together to one storm, we could be talking about like Bow Echo storm, Bow Echo kind of types there, multicellular storms, all that stuff. When you get storms combined, the tornado threat kind of gets a little bit smaller of a threat, but damaging winds increases quite a bit. Hail, so we see some large hail within those supercells, so we're likely going to see some supercells. Seems like that hotspot is going to be parts of East Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. It's looking to be your hotspot for severe weather. Let's take a look on Sunday here. They got an enhanced risk for severe weather for portions of the Appalachian Mountains back down to the south. Now, here's the thing here. The reasoning for this upgrade is the damaging winds. Damaging winds is going to be a big-time threat for Sunday. Tornado threat is there, same thing for the large hail. I did make my own forecast for that. Right now, we can't see the percentages as of right now. We'll see that tomorrow, though. And the supercell threat is there. Your best chance of supercells, tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail is really going to be in that enhanced risk area, which I am in that enhanced risk area, so I may even be able to get some video of anything I'll probably see around here, maybe like a supercell, get some large hail footage for you guys. We're just going to see it's what Mother Nature wants to do with me. So, let's go ahead and take a look into models here. We're just going to be looking at an AM. This is my favorite model because it gives more stuff, gives some more ingredients into this. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, here comes some of the system. Here's the issue here. We have a negative tilt. When there's a negative tilt, you got a lot of cold air coming in. That does increase hail threat in supercells to really develop. Even the atmosphere can get very unstable. You can tell there's a negative tilt. It is like this, and it is aiming right towards eastern Texas and Louisiana. But it starts to flatten out some. We still got a little bit of a negative tilt, but as we go into, like for Sunday, there's not much of a negative tilt. It's kind of flattened out a little bit. But we do have very, very strong winds up into the atmosphere. Here, you're talking about winds potentially up to 140 knots at 250 millibars. Very strong winds up the atmosphere. That does increase potential for tornadoes as well, but we don't really have a negative tilt. So it's going to be pretty questionable. Also, I'll probably show you all the cape in just a moment. That's going to be another player for this. I can change the forecast quite a bit here. So we're going to take a look at dew points next. This is also another important ingredient here. So here we go. Louisiana in the 70s. Pretty humid. 72. That is pretty good for severe weather development there. Then if we push on to Sunday here, we got dew points in the 60s. When you have dew points 60s, sometimes that can mean trouble for severe weather. You got low to mid 60s in parts of the Ohio Valley, while you got mid to high 60s. Then even areas that may reach 70. And let's go ahead and go into the Cape. This is going to be a little bit of a player here. So we can continue on. We do have plenty of Cape down in Louisiana. That's not going to be a problem at all. Then here we go on to Sunday. As you can see here, seems that there's not too much Cape, but it seems like it's been on the increase some, that's a problem. And this thing is just not wanting to cooperate. Oh, there we go. So you see here, the blue means at 1,000 here. And it's showing Cape up to 1,000. We even have knots around 63. Yeah, this is definitely glitching some here. So let's take a look into Western Kentucky here, for example here. Seems like it's working right now with 1,300. So a weak tornado. Not too much of a big deal. Shear is a little bit low in that area. Cape is high, though. Nearly 2,000 dew points. Pretty high, as you can tell here. And storms can get a little bit high as well. So right now, it seems like the Cape has been decreasing down here around the mountain areas. And it's been increasing just east and west of the mountains. So the mountains is probably not going to be that bad for severe weather. But east and west, go ahead to be careful. So it's where we're seeing some higher Cape values here. Here's a better example. We got a lot of shear down on the surface here. We do, in fact, have Cape 1,800 here. And this graph is telling us a potential tornado as a hazard here. So right now, Cape is a little bit limited, but it seems like it's been a little bit on the increase, so that's going to make increased confidence for the Storm Prediction Center to potentially issue a moderate risk either tomorrow or day one. So right now, we really just got to be focused on this system. This system is just going to bring all kinds of stuff. Another thing is the lap rates here. It's going to be another player with this here. If we go into Sunday here, we're seeing some pretty high lap rates on the east. The west side of the mountains. We got some on the eastern side as well. If you get lap rates over 7 degrees Celsius, that means trouble. That's pretty good for severe weather development. We got 8 and 9, so that's not good. Mid-level lap rates is going to be lacking some, as you can tell here. We may even have some mid-level lap rates going on out in eastern Kentucky with nearly 8. So that's increasing confidence for a moderate risk for severe weather as well. Let's take a look at your EHI. This is going to be another player. Very high EHI values down to Texas, around 5. That's pretty high. You can tell here it's not quite maxed out. I haven't really seen EHI get maxed out before. So there you go. So you got EHI between 1 and 3. It's not bad. Alrighty, helicity here. This is going to be another player to severe weather. See here, we got some little bit high helicity values going on here. 500. That increases tornado threat a lot. There. Let's take a look at your strength index here. So your strength index here, it's not that bad. Just like, seems like your main threat's going to be like on each side of the mountains it's looking to be. You got -3 over here. There's even areas of -4. I thought I saw 4. I guess it's right up here in Ohio. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the supercell composite here. So here we go. Here's your supercell composite. Taking a look at the numbers. Seems like this has been increasing as we've been getting closer to this day. So we'll have 14 down in the south central of Louisiana. PDS tornado, I can agree on this here for sure. Then clouds are going to be extremely high. You can tell EL, this is probably where we may get some overshooting tops there. So they're going to be very high. That increases hail potential as well. The wider the red and the dotted line is, the more energy there is with Cape. Cape at the surface is about 2,600. Shear is 43. This graph is telling us PDS tornado. I do not doubt about that at all. Then it starts to push into Mississippi there, giving it a moderate risk potential. And here we go into... See, this here just updates. So this is my first time taking a look at this here. Wow, this has increased quite a bit, especially down in Tennessee. 12. So seems like we're getting increased confidence of severe weather on the next day. Yeah, PDS tornadoes, what the graph's looking like, not that impressive as back at Louisiana there. Shear is alright. Cape is a little bit lower, but it's still good enough for severe weather. You really just need at least 1,000 in order to get thunderstorms to really kick in, though. Let's go a little bit further to the north. We even got some 11. That's close down to southeastern Kentucky. Who knows? We may get to see a moderate risk. This is not bad as well. It is still pretty favorable for tornado development. See, the graph's telling us tornado potential hazard type, shear, Cape, still good for severe weather. So right now, what the NAM's showing us, your best chance for tornado development looks to be in eastern Tennessee around Rocky Mountain, not Rocky Mountains, Smoky Mountains. Not good for those people. Definitely not good. I know. I've been there at that place before. It's packed down there around Gatlinburg. So they probably do have a chance of severe storms there. And it may continue on the next day. In North Carolina, could be another player on Monday. All right, let's take a look at significant tornado. This is really like EF2 plus here. So let's see here. Very high values. Take a look at that. That is like about 9. I never seen numbers this high before. Let's get that 9.4. Wow, that's very high. Yep, very good forecast sounding. Everything looks good for a tornado in that area. I think we all pretty much know what's going to happen tomorrow. We probably just see some tornadoes that could be long track. That's where we're looking at into. All right, here's the next day here. Some high values here. 6. That's a decent value. A 6.2. Tennessee, Georgia state line there. See, this is like near the mountains, so yeah. I think what I've heard back in Colorado, wherever systems comes off mountains, it increases tornado potential. So we're going to see. So day 4 may get an upgrade to it's not an upgrade to a 50%, but if all was them, it should be upgraded to a 50% for portions of Virginia and the Carolinas there. And you can see it goes on so forth. We can take a look at forecast sounding around here very quick. North Carolina. Before we can get into our forecast here. PDS tornado. Okay. Shear is pretty high. Cape, it's a little over 1,000. So that's a good forecast sounding. Alright, here we go with my forecast. So, day 2, everything's very good for severe weather. You can see I got damage winds at 45%, which is that enhanced category, not moderate. I made a mistake on that. I don't know how we're gonna fix that. We'll see though. Large hail is at 30%. I got tornadoes at 15%. It could be significant. SIG means significant, so we can have tornadoes EF2+. I may do that on the damaging winds as well, maybe tomorrow. Let's see, my confidence is a high on this, so it's a 90%. What's making this moderate risk is tornado threat here. And I got a lot of stuff typed down here. So marginal risk goes for Central Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, Southwest Tennessee, Central Alabama, North Arkansas, and Northwest Florida. Slight risk goes in for North Central Arkansas, East Texas, Central and East Mississippi, and West Alabama. Enhanced risk goes for South Louisiana, East Central Texas, Central Mississippi, and Central Arkansas. Moderate risk goes in for North Louisiana, South Arkansas, and far East Texas. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has got that moderate risk into Mississippi. I don't have it in there. Taking a look at the latest name is making me want to expand it. So we'll say West Mississippi can be in West Central Mississippi can be into the moderate risk. Alrighty, day 3 here. So the dew points are very good. Cape is good. Lift index is good. Damaging winds is at 30. Large hail is 15. Tornadoes is at a 10%. Not significant. I may get an upgrade to significant. We're just going to have to see what's going to happen. So enhanced risk at this point, confidence is 80%. Holy crap, I got a lot of stuff typed down. I'm probably not going to read all this here. So y'all can pause the video and read this here. And here's the enhanced risk down here. As you can see here, moderate and high risk goes to nobody at this point here. I may get that upgrade to moderate risk tomorrow. We're just going to have to see here. So, this is probably a guide for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll probably try to get another one tomorrow morning. See what models want to show before all this stuff happens. I want to say this, that if y'all live in Louisiana, please listen to the warnings and watches. Those could probably save your all's life. Because this could be a particularly dangerous situation. We could probably see a PDS tornado watch get issued for portions of Louisiana. And if y'all live where I put in a moderate risk, please be careful. Whether or not drive out tomorrow, because the weather's going to be bad. And the weather could be bad in the morning as well. Here we'll probably see some thunderstorms already going off. And it's in Mississippi, you're all going to have to watch this as well here. You all are not alone. We'll talk more about the Sunday severe weather for tomorrow morning as well. If y'all do like this video here, hit the like button. If y'all like my channel, hit the subscribe button. I do have a Twitter account. It's the same name, same shelf cloud, just like my YouTube name. If y'all got any questions, please go ahead and put in the comment section down below. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.